The fact that a Gundam needs to be piloted to be played, this moment kind of infuriates me. It's still cool though. I love it. So at the time of editing this video, I am about 20 plus hours into the game. At the time of actually playing this part of the game, I think I was about 15, maybe, I believe. I was pretty much bursting through the game pretty easily, smacking down enemies left and right. The common enemies obviously were easy to do, but then you'd have the boss enemies, and even they were pretty easy at the time. But then I came to fighting the higher level bosses that you see here. I'm fighting Barbados with Barbados, and I was getting knocked down a lot. I hadn't paid much attention to how to particularly fight exceptionally well. What I was doing was pretty much just trying to beat down enough to get the break moment where I could just, slam, do specials and stuff to make him hurt. Didn't know how to exactly make him go off balance. I just knew if I hit him enough times, then he just kind of breaks, which, it shows it there. But I soon later learned that, doing big moves kind of throws off the balance. Hitting him enough times throws off the balance. Combining those two, hitting him in the back, just timing everything is just what made it good, or what makes it better to hit the things off the balance. And I wasn't really doing that, but I was knowing enough that I wasn't dodging enough, I wasn't blocking enough, so I was learning how to do that. And I don't remember if this is the first or second time I played it, but I lost to this level a lot, because not only did I have to get through Barbados, I had to get through some kind of red samurai pilot who just kind of flew all across the field. There's also some kind of Zaku looking, I don't know the Gundams, but some kind of Zaku looking guy who kind of just was difficult too, but not as difficult as the red guy, so I never even approached the red guy after fighting him twice. But in this Barbados fight, this is when I was really trying to learn, taking caution, dodging, guarding, and failing, because system down, as you can see. This part of the game did make me very frustrated, very angry, because I had to play this level. I played this level maybe 2 or 3 times, and I just wasn't getting past the Barbados without struggling a lot. And by the time I got past Barbados, I only had 2 or 1 repair kit, and then I had to fight the second guy, and I would have to use a repair kit there, and I would just barely survive. And then as you saw in the beginning of the video, then you start fighting the Musha SD Gundam, and I would have nothing to really work with there. But it looks like this might have been one of the fights where I actually did beat Barbados. So this is the part of the game. Yeah, this was the part where I started learning that, no, I don't want to fight the red guy. I want to fight this guy, because the red guy was a little too much, a little too quick, a little too many combos. I wasn't sure how to dodge and perfect counter and all that stuff. So he was a lot more manageable. What I liked about this fight was, I don't know, he was a lot more breakable. There was a lot more times where I could get him off balance, get him to really use up his stuff. I'm probably not fighting I know for a fact I'm not fighting optimally. I never really do with games like these, where you gotta customize the character to quality specifications. I kind of just made sure that I always had high melee, I always had high health, boosting, that way I could always keep the combos going. And then character roll, which pretty much makes any kind of infighter invulnerable, so I would use those. I start using those more, not for making damage, but for healing up my teammates. So I've stuck with the same 2 guys that I've had since the beginning of the game, strictly because I'm not really paying much attention. They don't fail me much, so I don't really see the need to change them. I probably will have to at some point later in the game, because the game is getting pretty difficult. I think I'm at chapter 6 right now, and it's gotten pretty intense. But as we're here now, they were fine. We would lose maybe once or twice, but that would be more on me just not knowing how to play the game correctly, not taking the timings seriously and whatnot. So this isn't the video where I lost 2 or 3 times to these guys. I have one somewhere. I should have put it in there, but I don't know. I was just kind of looking for stuff, chopping things up and then putting it together. And then here's where I kind of got excited, because I was like, oh my god, it's an actual SD Gundam. But then I realized, well, it wasn't until a couple of days after, when I started actually paying attention to the story, that the SD Gundam is an AI Gundam, because they all are. And to be a pilot, or to use a Gundam, you would have to have, or to use a mobile suit in general, I don't know if every mobile suit is a Gundam, but to use one, you would have to be able to pilot it, be inside of it. And since these guys are AI, I figured you can't play with these guys. At least so far, I haven't gotten any parts that reveals that. Maybe there's some kind of alternative realistic version of them that I'm just not looking at, but for the most part, the actual SD Gundams, which I would prefer to play with, you can't play with. So I gotta find me a SD Gundam game where you play with the actual SD Gundam Force, Gundam World Gundams. I would love to do that. Yeah, so this is the video where like I pretty much learned how to do everything. So my mistake. I thought I have one where it shows that I wasn't doing too good, and I'm gonna play that in a separate video because it did frustrate me how badly I was doing. If I even recorded that at all, there's a lot of parts to these games where like I wasn't recording, I was just kind of playing through the game and then learning what I was doing wrong and how to perfect doing things right. One of the things that I still need to work on is perfect guard. I can get it every once in a while, but I think I'm a little too slow with reading movements to know how to do it on the spot. But I get it enough to where like I've progressed with the game and I'm not stuck on a level for like an entire day. Yeah, okay, so around here, this must have been where like I activated the character role in order to like heal my partners. I started learning that, you know, I'm much better using that skill to heal the partners that die quickly than I am trying to steamroll into getting the boss, because I've done that a couple times, especially with a specific character. I don't know the name too, but he has like red glasses and he's like super smart or whatever, and he's a good guy but not really a good guy, or he's a bad guy but not really a bad guy. He was like a controlled AI, and his fights really irk me. But yeah, I was this is the video where I pretty much learned how to do everything properly within the game in order to like actually progress. But I wish I would have recorded the videos that like showed how much frustration I had doing these, because I was frustrated. It was to the point where like I had to go back and play other levels just to get to a high enough level and to get enough skill to actually do these games. But this video is an example of how I am doing so far, and so far I am liking it. There are much more intense fights that are in here. As the game progresses, the bosses do get crazier, like fighting Gundams that dwarf your Gundam, which was terrifying and fun at the same time, and even fighting Gundams that are ridiculously fast for their size, which again, I hated those because they annoyed the crap out of me. But that's a little progress I'm showing for this one. I got other videos in the works for the SD Gundam games. I'm gonna focus on this one for a little bit before like I start moving on to other videos, which may also be a lie. I might be working on other stuff as well. It just depends on how productive I feel. But yeah, that'll be it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.